In this video, we'll be talking about the My Favorites module and assigning individual cases and contacts in Dr. Justina, Colorado's COVID-19 contact tracing system. By the end of this video, you should be able to understand how to assign team members to My Favorites, understand how to assign a case or contact to someone using My Favorites, and individually assign or unassign a case or contact. So let's dive right in. You should be able to see my screen here. And at the very top, you'll notice the My Favorites module. This is the exact same whether you are a contact tracer or a case investigator. So I'm going to come on in here to set My Favorites. The first thing that I'll be asked to do the first time I'm in this form is to add my contact information. So I'm going to add a phone number here. And this just allows any of my colleagues or anyone working in the same LPHA as I am to be able to look up my contact information if they have any need to do so. And I can also scroll down here and look through my colleagues. And if I would like to see the contact information of one of them, I'm able to do so here. If they have entered it, then it would appear here. And just a note, you're going to see throughout this training session all of these test user names. Of course, these are going to be the names of the actual contact tracers and case investigators in your LPHA. So going down here, I'm going to choose the team members that I would like to be among my favorites. And so as I'll show you in the next piece of this video, these are people that I'm going to want to easily filter for in order to send them or assign them contacts or cases for different reasons, maybe language, maybe this is just someone that I work with regularly. And so I'm going to assign a few case investigators here that I regularly work with and will want to be more easily able to filter for. And I'm also going to assign myself a couple of contact tracers so that I can demonstrate this for both contacts and cases. So these people, when I submit here, are going to be added to My Favorites. Now, assigning or reassigning a contact or a case is essentially the exact same. There are some very subtle nuanced differences, so I will touch on those. I'm going to start off by explaining how to assign or reassign a contact. So we can click on any module with contacts. I am going to select William Taft. And up at the top, there will be a form, assign or reassign contact. Go ahead and select here. And now I'm given 4 options. I can either permanently unassign this contact from its current owner. And that is a very simple workflow. I click here and I submit, and this contact will no longer be assigned to the current owner. I can also choose to take no action, or I can permanently assign the contact to a different staff member. And this is going to give me a few more actions to look at, a few more choices. I could also choose to temporarily assign the contact to a different staff member if I wanted that assignment to be temporary. So one option that I have is to assign all other contacts associated with the same patient. So if I select this button, it means that the contact I've selected, any other contacts that are linked to the same index case will also be reassigned to whoever you choose to assign this contact to. Now, when I'm going to assign the contact, I have a few options for filtering. If I select all of these and I filter, then I can just see all of the different options. Before we select an option, I want to talk about these bottom few here. So we have the options PEH pool, regional pool, school pool, or traveler pool. And these options are for the case that there is a surge of contacts or cases, and additional support is needed. So if additional support is needed, go ahead and reassign this case or this contact to one of these pools for additional support. Now, if this is not a surge case, then you may only want to see contacts who are currently online and working, in which case I can say online, and then also maybe I only want to show my favorites. And so I'm going to unselect other staff members and unselect offline staff members. And here I can see the 2 contact tracers that I added to my favorites earlier. And so if you have got 100 different contact tracers in your LPHA, then this is going to be very useful for finding the right person when you have maybe a handful of people favorites that you are going to be assigning and reassigning contacts to regularly. So I will reassign this contact to contact tracer 3. And when I go ahead and submit this form, this contact will now belong essentially to contact tracer 3. Now, if I head back up here on the top to the main screen, I'm going to much more briefly go over the workflow for cases. As I've mentioned, it's the exact same. It's almost the exact same. I'm going to select a case here just to be able to show you the slight differences. Same as before, assign or reassign the case. You have the same 4 options, but when you are permanently assigning the case to a different staff member, you do not have the option that we had with contacts to sort of send a group of cases together. That would not be relevant in the case of cases the way that it is for contacts. And then you will have, if I'm only showing my favorites, you're going to see here that only the case investigators are showing up. The contact tracers are not going to show up because this is a case rather than a contact. And similarly, I can, of course, if it is a surge case, assign to one of these pools when relevant.
So right now we're on the main apps page. If we scroll down, we can find all cases assigned and open, and we can also find all contacts assigned and opened if we click on it. If we click on it, in this case, we can see all the contacts that are assigned. We can see what user they're assigned to and their username, and we can click on them and see their case details as well. We can also see all of the cases that we have. If we click on My Open Cases, we can see a list of all the cases that have been assigned to our own user.
Thank you for watching.